I don't think anybody out there that watches this channel would ever accuse me of not trying. Each day, man, I get up and I put in the work on this channel. And I think it's inspiring people, it's helping people, being a lead by example. That's what you tell you in life. Try to instill that in my daughter. Try to instill that and try to be a good example for people on this channel. Yeah, I think it's important, man. When I was a kid, the heroes that I had, Keith Richards and Eddie Van Halen and Jimi Hendrix and, all of these guitar heroes, man, might have picked up some bad habits, looking up to people like that. Some of them are no longer with us. That is the reality of it. That is the reality of the rock and roll lifestyle, man. And it's a shame, man. It's a shame because, we didn't, it looked like a good time, right? Looked like a good time. Everybody's feeling good, getting on stage and get the adulation of the fans and all that. And nobody took you backstage and showed you the aches and pains and the torment, the hangovers, the harsh reality of that lifestyle and that world. But deep down, we knew when you hear about the death of Jimi Hendrix or Elvis Presley, or Prince or Michael Jackson or any of these stars, man, you start realizing, man, maybe there's something else going on behind the scenes, man. Maybe it's not all glitz and glory like they've made it out to be. And I'm here to give that message, man. I'm here to tell you the reality of this and warn some people. Maybe there's a handful of young people that watch this channel, or maybe it's a lot of old timers like me who've been through it. Now we're telling the tale, right? Telling the tale, but it's a cautionary tale, man. It's a cautionary tale because it's not all it's cracked up to be. Having a few too many after the gig, and then feeling it the next day. I can remember, one of my last times playing in Los Angeles, we were playing a really cool, I guess it was a theater type thing, opening for a major country act. And man, it was wild. It was everything that you can imagine it was. And beautiful girls everywhere. Most of them I had brought backstage, right? And the drinking, commenced. And we closed the venue down, grabbed a couple people, then went up to the Rainbow and closed that down, and then partied back at the hotel. And guess what? This was 2 nights, 2 gigs in LA. So yeah, the first night was epic. It was everything you imagined it to be, right? But then night 2 came. And normally you would plan ahead and think, oh man, we got 2 nights, so better take it easy on the first night. But man, when you're deep into a tour and deep into a lifestyle, all that matters is having fun in that moment with no thought of tomorrow. There is no tomorrow, right? No, but tomorrow comes if you're lucky. Tomorrow comes if you're lucky. And guess what? Tomorrow's going to be a tough day. Tomorrow's going to be a day where you're on stage and you're just trying to get through the show. You're sweating profusely. You're exhausted. You're winded. Your head pounds. Everything on your body hurts. The reality is this, man. You made it a lot harder on you by following your idols, by doing what your idols would have done, following their path. And so that's why on this channel, you're not going to see me chugging beers or sipping beers or promoting any of that stuff, man. Because guess what? All that stuff is bullshit. It's all bullshit. There's nothing wrong with playing music for a living or chasing your dreams of all that. But don't get caught up in the rockstar bullshit, right? Because you're just human. And that's one thing that all those rock stars had to figure out the hard way. Many of them went down after a night of partying, and there was no tomorrow. There was no next day. There was no next gig where they're sweating profusely and just trying to get through the show. Because they took it too far. They went too far. They partied too hard. And boom, gone. Gone in a flash. The world was not better because they were gone. Oh, the world was sad. Fans were sad. People thought, man, what a shame. All that talent went down the toilet because they wanted to piss it away, man. Pissing the night away, right? And man, this is probably the most powerful message I could share on this channel. Because the reality is, man, we were sold a lie. We were sold a lie in life that told us that, rock and roll and partying and all that shit was cool. The reality is that shit wasn't cool at all, man. In reality, that was keeping us from living our best lives, from achieving our goals, right? We thought we had to craft the perfect buzz, bro, and get on stage and be gloriously wasted. The reality is, man, that was all nonsense. That was all BS. That was going to take you down the dark path. And man, some of us didn't make it out of. I'm thankful, man, that I got out of that nonsense. And I'm here to give you testimony today. If one kid watches this video, here's my message. And look, one thing that's encouraging is today's kids, they don't drink as much as we used to. And back in my day, man, it was nothing to crack open a beer for breakfast. The reality is, man, look at where it took Jim Morrison. Woke up this morning and got himself a beer, right? Where he woke up this morning and found himself dead. Like that old Jimi Hendrix bootleg that's got Jim Morrison screeching and howling in a drunken fury. Jimi Hendrix trying to plow through the festivities and get through a night in the club, right? Man, there's nothing glorious about that jam. A jam with Jimi Hendrix and Jim Morrison on stage. You think, oh man, that's going to be incredible. But no, man, it's the biggest pile of crap you ever heard. And why it's the biggest pile of crap you ever heard? Well, at least in Jim's case, he was ungloriously wasted. Imagine getting on stage with Jimi Hendrix. It's being recorded by somebody with a random tape deck back in the day. And it's been kept alive. It's been out there all this time, maintained forever. That's one of the worst performances you've ever done. Getting on stage with an all-time great, potentially making history, but instead all you made was a sloppy, drunken mess. And that is the reality that nobody tells you, man. You know, I cringe when I see YouTube channels and they're drinking a beer or having a shot, whatever. And look, man, to each his own. If you want to have a beer and you can handle it, great. There's a lot of us, man, a lot of us that took that thing too far. They took the rock and roll lifestyle seriously. Man, it did serious damage. It's serious physical damage, damage on our souls, damage to our minds, damage to our bodies. We all thought we were living the dream. Living the dream can very, very quickly turn into a nightmare. And man, maybe the most important video, this is a little walk and talk. It got me going this morning thinking about it, man. Being fed a line of BS as a kid. Party like a rock star, dude. Party, dude. Everybody party. You know, man, all that partying we did, all that living like a rock star, in the end, it just left most of us living like bums. Living like bums and unfulfilled lives. So, man, forget all that mess, man. Forget all that gloriously wasted nonsense. Because it is absolute nonsense. It serves no purpose in your life. You're better off just throwing your money down the toilet than pouring it down your throat, peeing it out, pissing the night away, indeed. Pissing your life away is what it really boils down to. And yeah, man, it feels good. Feels good for a while. Feels good for a while until you have to do it just to feel good at all. Man, once you realize that all of that stuff is nonsense, it's absolute nonsense, and you don't need it in your life. You don't need it. It's certainly not going to help you be a success. You might still get lucky, and you still might make it. Because look, man, the machine wants you to sell that beer. The machine wants you to sell the booze and the lifestyle and consume. Continue consuming. Man, the damage it's done, the damage that it's done to so many lives. It's overwhelming when you think about it that way. It's overwhelming how destructive it all was and how it didn't make us better musicians. It didn't make us better people. It didn't enrich our lives. It was all a big lie. A filthy, stinking lie. But you know what? You learn a lot of lessons in life. I've learned a lot of lessons, man. And if I can help one person out there today, put that nonsense down, change your life, get better, just stay away from it. Stay away from it, man. I get it. Look, some people can handle it. Some people could have one beer and go to sleep. And if you're able to do that, salute. But for the rest of us, trying to be Keith Richards, or trying to be Jimi Hendrix, or trying to be, even look at Prince. I never would have thought that he would have gone down that path, but man, the destruction that his performance style did to his body, destroyed his body so that he was dealing with so much pain. He was on stage trying to be the greatest of all time, trying to top Michael Jackson, trying to be the greatest performer of all time. And man, for a while there, I think he absolutely was. But look at the damage it did to his body. Somebody that didn't party and didn't do all that nonsense in the past. Eventually, he had to go down that path because his body was riddled with pain. So man, pace yourself, young men. Pace yourself, young women. Pace yourself, all you performers out there. All you people out there trying to, be the greatest of all time. Because, man, bottom line is what you create in your youth, you're going to have to recreate when you're an old dude. And you're going to be 70-year-old David Lee Roth walking on stage, squeezing into your leathers, trying to howl like a banshee one last time. It's a good look when you're 20-something, but I'm not so sure it's a great look when you're 70 years old. Maybe Diamond Dave would be better served doing walk and talks. I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think if I can help anybody out there, then I'm doing a service, man. I'm doing a service while I'm helping myself right now, trying to get some exercise in this Florida sunshine, soaking up some vitamin D, as opposed to guzzling a couple of, 40s and seeing where the day leads. Man, it's a lot to think about as you get older and you realize that everything you were chasing after was nothing but a huge lie. But you know what? The bottom line is that at least we figured it out, right? At least I figured out that it was the wrong path. And now I'm moving forward, straight ahead, with a positive outlook and continuing on the path of progress. And that is what life is all about.